Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack. We've got that live show matches continuing here. It's going to be on MLG's Shakuris Plateau. Tapeless taking on Sasquatch. Game number one going to Sasquatch. Going to put the pressure right onto Tapeless at this point. Now this one is, since it is basically GM versus GM, I tend to try and bump the prizes just a little bit. We're going to try and sweeten the pot. It is only $2 still, but that's because we just don't have the sponsorship that we need quite yet. So if anybody out there knows any sponsors, I'll tell you what, guys, let me know. I'd be really, really happy to try and do some advertisement for any of your friends or family members that might be running a business in the marketing department or something like that. But let me know if you guys know of anybody who'd love to sponsor Alt StarCraft. Absolutely want to get that going. Tapeless going to be spawning up here as our blue Terran in the top right-hand corner. In the bottom left, it is Sasquatch. He is our pink Zerg. And the cross positions here, so I think a nice play coming at us here. Tapeless did choose this map, probably going to try and abuse the terrain here. And there are some nice abuses on this map. One of the things that you can do is toss Marines and such, like elevator them up and down up on these little islands in the center of the map. There are 4 of them kind of spaced out here just a little bit. You can't hardly see them right now because of the fog of war, but really good places to toss guys up on the high ground, keeps them safe from Marines. It can get a lot of damage done, and Tapeless tends to be a very micro-intensive player, and so that could be exactly the reason why he's chosen this map for game number 2. On his comeback here, he's got to make this happen, man. But he very rarely fails to make us happy. He's a really phenomenal player. Is opening with a standard barracks opener, starting for a wall off here. Looks like a drone scout going to be cruising out across the field, as well as this Bob the Overlord headed to the incorrect direction. But Sasquatch will be scouting Tapeless momentarily. No gas so far from Tapeless, so this is a gasless opener. One way or another, he's just got the one. Just got the one barracks, so I think at this point we can expect to see him toss down a second command center. Go ahead and take that expansion right away. Sasquatch looking around, wants to see if there is a second Rax. Does not see one, is a little bit mystified, is now going to be probably looking around for a proxy Rax. So it could be kind of interesting, but Tapeless does have this guy down here on the low ground. I assume is probably going to toss down your command center here momentarily. He's about to have that 400 minerals that he needs. Is going to keep Sasquatch stuck in his base. Sasquatch now going to be taking an extractor, and he's giving the sad face. Too bad. Tapeless going to go ahead and take the command center. I love it. It looks like back here at Sasquatch base we do have a Nexus going down, or hatchery rather, not Nexus. There's no Protoss in this map. You can see I'm thinking about it already. We got to get some Protoss to play tonight. But it's going down a pretty good time. And Sasquatch does have his spawning pool out. No gas from him either. Got to love these gasless openers. Tapeless does grab his refiner. It's about to be complete. And Sasquatch going to be... Ooh, we did lose that guy. I almost got the second one down. Ooh, a second gas going down for Tapeless right away. Interesting play. As well as a bunker now going down for defense at the natural. Good defensive posture here for Tapeless. I like it. He's also going to send 4 Marines out across the map here. Could potentially do a decent amount of damage. We'll see. If Sasquatch doesn't catch wind of it, it could be a little bit problematic for him. A couple drone kills here would be very cost effective for Tapeless at this point, but no scouting there quite yet. He's just trying to clear out the towers and checks both of them. We'll notice that Sasquatch has not scouted him here, but going to back out nonetheless. Just playing it safe is also not a bad idea. He does have this bunker complete and an orbital command now on the way down at his natural. Great timings from Tapeless at this point. I mean, he's really going to be beefing up his economy. Let's just check and see how that's going. 22 SCVs plus a mule. Definitely outclasses that 24, now 27, 28 of Sasquatch. Sasquatch beefing it up there. So Tapeless maybe slightly behind now that we look at it in that light. If he's going to add that many more drones, I guess maybe he does have an economic advantage. That Tapeless in pretty good shape as well. He does have that second orbital command up, and the mules will make up a good bit of that difference there. So here comes a scout from Tapeless. Wants to see what's going on. No gas here at the natural. Does cruise through this mineral line, however, and dies to double the queens. Macro hatch for Sasquatch up in the main, looking pretty solid there, and he does not have any new tech. However, he is currently mining double gas in the main, and wow. This is looking pretty good. I don't see any other gas, though, so it doesn't look like he's going to tech very quickly. No 2-base muta or anything like that. So probably going to see some roaches from him. Oh, he's taking 2 more gas. I don't know. Could be just about anything. Who knows? We'll go check it out when we have tech. How's that? Baneling Nest. Interesting. So Baneling Nest going down here for Sasquatch. Where's he putting it? There it is. Baneling Nest and an Evo Chamber. So he's going to grab some upgrades, grab some Banelings, potentially go for a little bit of a Baneling bust. In the meantime, Tapeless is going to be walling off his natural here with supply depots. Does have that bunker at the ready. And some Marauders now out on the field. Is also going to be using all of his mules at this natural position for now. Does have a reactored factory. Does have some Hellions out on the map. And should be able to start some harassment momentarily, I would think. 4 Hellions out there in the middle of the map. Should be in just fine position. Another supply depot going down here for Tapeless. And triple racks, one with a tech lab. Notice he's grabbing that stem right away and pumping out a whole bunch of Marines. We should see him transition, though, eventually into tank play. Looks like these Hellions not going to get tons done. They did poke in there for half a second. Lings at the ready, though, from Sasquatch in pretty good style. Tapeless is currently ahead in the supply count. And Sasquatch, but he's not too far behind. He's not too far behind. Let's just check in on that Econ tab there, Units tab. 45 drones to 40 SCVs. Tapeless in pretty good shape here economically. Tapeless not able to close the door here, but it doesn't matter. It looks like Sasquatch going to back out there very quickly. Plenty of defensive there for Tapeless. And he's going to salvage this bunker? No, he didn't salvage it. He just unloaded. No salvage, but he is cruising out across the map. Looks like Sasquatch may go for an attack here. He's got a bunch of Hellions in a forward position, and here comes your Marine Marauders behind. I love that he's mixing in the Marauders here. That's going to be fairly effective against Baneling, so this is pretty nice little unit composition when it comes down to it. And a bunch of roaches here stemming forward for Tapeless. Should be able to do a good bunch of damage to these guys. Here comes your Banelings. The Banelings going to be... Oh, they almost got off, but one of them just barely catching the tail end of a Marauder. Not super effective. Now we've got a big push on our hands from Tapeless. Tapeless going to be cruising in here. There's a bunch of roaches just now coming out for reinforcements, but Sasquatch having to pull all of his drones here, trying to push these guys back. Get out of our way, Overlords. My goodness, we're missing the action because of those guys, Sasquatch. You brutal guy, but look at that. He does clean it up. Nicely done from Sasquatch, evening that supply count out there just a little bit. Tapeless, though, I think did a great deal of damage there. Just see how many workers killed he's got. 12 workers killed is phenomenal there. Nicely done from Tapeless. We should see him secure that next expansion here momentarily. You can see he's already putting down the command center up here in the high ground. I assume we'll fly down to this position here. Either that or over here for a hidden one is always a possibility. But in production, we do have tanks now. It's going to be transitioning into probably Mass Marine and tank, maybe adding in some Marauders into that mix as well. Looks like he is doing exactly that. I like that play. It really makes those Banelings less effective versus the infantry side. So it's pretty good stuff. Tapeless, though, with those tanks should have solid defenses here for just a little bit. He does have that siege tech about to be complete, and that command center looks to be going pretty well. Now, Sasquatch, in the meantime, trying to secure a third. Absolutely necessary, I think, for him at this point. He's going to need the economy as he moves forward. He has to feel that he's a little bit behind right now. Let's just check in on that units tab. 47 drones to 51 SCVs. It's not a good situation when your Terran opponent is outpacing you with SCVs alone, because obviously with mules that's easy for them to take advantage. But when they're outpacing you on just the SCVs, let alone the amount of mules that he has in there, which is 2 currently at this point, it can really be a sad situation for a Zerg player. So, gotta be careful. Looks like he's going to be... destroying these rocks is always a smart play. And probably securing his 4th at this position here. Maybe at this position first. I'm not sure. But it's always a smart idea to go ahead and clear these rocks out for mobility as a Zerg player. Now, we do have a drop going to be headed out across the field for Tapeless. But it is scouted right away. Tapeless sees the scout, so he goes ahead and drops. Going to kill off that scouting overlord. He says, you know what, you're going to scout me, I'm going to kill your overlords. It's nicely done. He's going to cruise down here, try and take out this third, as it's going to be a really nice snipe here. Good stims being utilized, and should be able to focus this down here fairly quickly. Here comes your Lynx to try and clean this up, but these guys kicking it on the ramp in a nice defensive position. And looks like this round is going to go down. Tapeless could have picked those guys up there. He saved 2 of his Marauders, which is not a bad play. Could have picked him up a little bit faster, but he was unable to get the snipe on the hatch there. Pretty decent reaction time there from Sasquatch. Now, in the meantime, Tapeless did take that orbital command, tossing down some good solid bunker defenses here. He did just finally get rid of the bunker at this position, but the tanks out on the field here are looking really solid. The siege line going to be difficult to break right now for Sasquatch, who's currently behind in that supply count just slightly, but it does make a difference. Now, +1 infantry armor going down. We've got, look at all the things in production here. Ghost Academy. And Tapeless, when he gets, he's, like I said, man, and he's just like Sasquatch in many respects. Both of these guys, when they get on a roll, it just goes everything, and they're really hard to stop. Very, very hard to slow them down even. So good stuff here. A lot of mules going down. Notice that Tapeless will tend to stick with lots of orbitals. Very rarely will you see him go for a planetary fortress. It's a very situational thing for him. He tends to usually just stick with those orbitals because that mule advantage is really, really nice once you start stacking those orbitals. And in the meantime, Sasquatch does grab a 4th. I gotta stop saying in the meantime, by the way, so guys help me with that. Maybe ping me, kill me or something. But another drop going down. Tapeless going to go ahead and snipe this hatchery. Looks like he will get the deny on it here. Here comes your reinforcements, defensive enforcements from Sasquatch, but Tapeless does pick those guys up, save them for now, and a whole bunch of infestors out on the field here for Sasquatch. Going to be fairly handy. Ooh, chain fungals at the ready. And dropping the Marines. Nice little move there. Didn't quite get the kill on the infestor, but that was still a smart little maneuver. Sasquatch cleaning it up, but I love the micro between these two guys. Love it, love it, love it. Bunch of tanks now out on the field for Tapeless. Looks like he is going to be going for an attack. This is going to be difficult to deal with. That's a lot of Marines in there. He's got a good bunch of Marauders at the ready as well. Going to try and help soak up some of the Baneling damage, which I assume we're going to see. Notice that Sasquatch has Ultralisk Cavern in production, but here come your Banelings. Ooh, those Fungals and Banelings really working well together right now. The tanks, however, do annihilate all of those infestors. That is a substantial loss, and Tapeless holds on with a supply lead there. Unbelievable stuff. I'll tell you what, man, those Marauders really make a difference mixed in like that, especially if the Fungals go down in the pattern that they did there. Tapeless is going to try and be more careful, I would assume, moving forward. Going to try and keep these guys spread out a little bit better. He did take a little bit more damage than he needed to. Those Banelings went off very, very well. But here comes some more attack from Sasquatch, trying to keep Tapeless away from his bases with those siege tanks. Buying himself time is exactly what he's trying to do here. He knows he's a little bit behind in the army composition, but with as many bases as he has, he should be able to re-macro this up here fairly quickly. He just needs to be careful. As you can see, his supply count, or his mineral count, is very, very low at this point. Checking in on that units tab, only the 62 drones right now for Sasquatch, 71 SCVs for Tapeless, looking to be in phenomenal shape. Absolutely phenomenal. Bunch more Marines cruising out onto the field. Looks like he's transitioning completely out of those Marauders for now, and is going to be grabbing Ghosts. Ghosts at the ready. Give me the sit rep. Solo operative, right? Gotta love those guys. A couple Marauders still mixed in. I think is always a smart play against the possibility of Banelings. Looks like a small drop going down here for Tapeless. Not quite able to get tons done. Great reaction there from Sasquatch. And a couple Marines poking up into the natural there. Again, not getting tons done, but we do have chitinous plating on the way. And Tapeless did scout that Ultralisk Cavern, so he knows that tech is on the way. We do have one Ultra in production. And Units tab shows no Ultras on the field, so just the one for now. Two now in production. They do take a heck of a long time to hatch or build or morph or whatever the heck they do. And I'll tell you, that's a long waiting time. Look at that. 55 seconds for those guys. Pretty long indeed. Tapeless, though, has a good forward position. Some of his tanks siege, some of them not. I think a smart play there. And he's going to unsiege and looks like he's going to start cruising forward. 184 supply for Tapeless. He's about to be maxed out. Notice he does have +2/+2 on the way for his infantry, as well as +1 vehicle weapons. Looking to be very solid. That 4-base play for Sasquatch, trumped by the 4-base play so far of Tapeless. Tanks getting sieged up maybe a little bit late there, but it looks like he will be able to clean this up. Those Banelings not super effective going off against the tanks there. A little bit of a blunder, I'd say, for Sasquatch. Got to be careful. He does have two Ultralisks now out on the field. Is he going to be able to clean this up? But Tapeless now with a nearly maxed out army, half of it of which is in this forward position. Good fungals going down. Those Ultras getting in, being able to make that splash damage really count here. There's your third Ultra now joining the fight. Tapeless going to have to back out to where he's got tanks already sieged up in good numbers. Tanks are exactly what he's going to need to deal with these guys. Maybe even some Thors or two in there. And some more Marauders. Going to be a nice play as well. Ultras doing a heck of a lot of damage. 19 kills on that guy. 7 kills on that guy before they finally go down. And Tapeless barely cleaning it up. Keeping a very small supply lead at this point. Is grabbing out those... finally that +2/+2 about to be complete. He's going to grab Personal Cloaking as well. Ghosts are also a great counter to these Ultras, but I mean, these guys are maxed out on their upgrades. Look at that, +6 armor. Oh, wow, 21 damage. First armored, 47. Oh, beautiful, beautiful stuff, those Ultras. So Tapeless probably going to transition into fairly heavy Marine Marauder here to deal with those Ultras. And some tanks for support, but not tons is my guess. But moving forward, Tapeless still maintaining that supply lead. He is going to be securing a 5th base. And Sasquatch taking his 5th and 6th base now in the center of the map there. Looks to be in good shape. A good little tank line here for Tapeless yet again. Sasquatch for the first time in a little while does have a supply lead. And a nice looking army to boot. Bunch of Lings, a bunch of Ultras now in the fray. 4 Ultras on the field here. A bunch of Infestors as well. And this is a great unit composition. And with the micro capabilities of Sasquatch, can make this extremely effective versus Tapeless. Now, both of these guys currently maxed out. We're going to see them kind of macroing up here just a little bit, it looks like. They're liking this kind of holding pattern. Tapeless is finally securing +3/+3. He absolutely needs it right now. Sasquatch in such great shape with his upgrades right now. Here comes your attack Ultras going in first. Here come all the Lings, and look at all the fungals going down on this entire army. Beautiful stuff from Sasquatch, but Tapeless cleaning it up in fairly good style. The Ultras not able to get all the damage done that they really needed to. Those, I'll tell you, oh man, those Marauders are such smart units to keep in. They can really tank a lot of damage. This base not going to last much longer here for Sasquatch. Going to put him back on now 5 bases. He doesn't really have his 5th base mining though, however. And this attack from Tapeless is nice because it puts him ahead in the supply lead. And he's really kind of got Sasquatch on the run for just a little while. I wouldn't actually mind to see Sasquatch go for a little bit of counter-attacking here with his Lings potentially. Try and deny some bases, maybe a little bit of mining or something like that. Do have some more Ghosts coming out on the field, however, for Tapeless, and his army is getting extremely scary. Once he gets this +3/+3 complete, it's going to be lights out, I think, potentially. And he doesn't have any more upgrades for his siege tanks. I would like to see a couple since he's still producing quite a few of them. I think those upgrades are absolutely necessary at this point, but he's going to siege up. Get himself in position to start blasting away at this hatchery. Going to deny yet another base. Got his infantry back here in the back. Going to try and protect this siege line. And it is indeed a line. Look at that. Actually, it's a hook or a curve or whatever you want to call it. A banana. A siege banana. There we go. Here comes your Ultras. Looks like it's committed time for Sasquatch. Good fungals going down again. He's tossing down a lot of infested Terran. All of his... Ultras, however, just disappeared way too quickly for him to feel comfortable at this point. And Tapeless now in phenomenal shape. 167 to 122. He's going to be able to remax his army here very, very quickly. He's got plenty of minerals at the ready. Blasting away this hatchery, putting Sasquatch back on 2 mining base. No fun, none whatsoever. He's really in dire straits now. He's got to make some defense happen. He's got to get back to mining 2 more bases, or at least 1 more. He's got to stay on at least 3 mining bases at this point. So this snipe for Tapeless, absolutely crucial, and is really, really making a big difference. Here comes your Ghost. Ghost to be cruising in here. We'll see if he's going to... He doesn't have a nuke at the ready. Or does he? Does he have nukes? Yes, he does. He's got 2 nukes. Wait a second. It says 2 there. And here comes a nuke at number 1. Overseer morphing as quickly as possible, but guess what? It is not going to be in time. We've got another nuke going down, and where is it? Boom! Nicely done from the Ghost. Where's our other nuke? He called down the other one. There it is. Boom! Wow, trying to take out that Ultralisk Cavern. Looks like he may be able to snipe that sucker out with his Ghost there, but that is big losses right now for Sasquatch. Tell you, those nukes can be super pesky. They stall a lot of mining, and that's exactly what we see here. Is now Tapeless about maxed out again. It's on way too many mining bases for Sasquatch to deal with, and Sasquatch trying to get himself into position. Tank sieging up there just barely in time. Here comes the rest of your defense from Tapeless. Sasquatch under 100 supply here for the first time in a good long while, and that is not comfortable. Tapeless with way too many units, and there's your GG. That takes us to the ace match, ladies and gentlemen. Press 1 if you love the ace match. Oh, man, I'm super excited for game number 3. Don't alt tab, always on StarCraft. We'll see you guys then in just a second.